Evelyn Knights. Today is Friday, April 3rd. We have not forgotten about it being Fruit Loop Friday, as we are enjoying our Fruit Loops.
Delicious.
They are good.
Oh, I wish they were here to have some with us.
I bet you wish you were here too, because they're super good.
Today we also have a special Readers Theater performance done by yours truly, the second grade teachers. It is a fable called The Fox and the Stork. Mrs. Mickelson, what's a fable?
A fable is a short story, and the characters are usually animals, and the story conveys a moral. And I bet you're wondering what a moral is.
Mm-hmm.
A moral is a lesson. So when you read a fable, you should always try to learn something from it. Some kind of lesson about life.
As you listen to our story today, our Readers Theater fable about the fox and the stork, listen to see if you can figure out what the moral of the story is.
One more Fruit Loop first.
Yeah.
You go ahead. This is my second helping. I already ate my first helping.
Okay, here we go.
Alrighty.
Fox
Get
and
into costume, ladies. The second grade teachers present The Fox and the Stork. One day, the fox thought of a plan to amuse himself at the expense of the stork, whose odd appearance always left him laughing.
Oh, Stork, you must come and dine with me this evening.
I would be happy to accept your invitation. I'll see you tonight.
The stork arrived on time with a very good appetite. For dinner, the fox served soup in a very shallow dish. All the stork could do was wet the very tip of his bill.
This dish is too flat. I cannot even get one drop of soup from it.
The fox lapped his soup easily, making a great show of his enjoyment.
This soup is delicious. It's too bad your silly bill keeps you from enjoying it with me.
The stork was disappointed, but calm. He thanked the fox, bid him good night, and not long afterward invited him to dine with him.
Oh, Fox, it was so kind of you to have me over for dinner last week. Please, won't you join me for dinner at my home tonight?
I would be happy to.
The fox arrived promptly at the time that had been set, and the stork served a fish dinner that had a very appetizing smell. Soon the fox saw that it was served in a tall jar with a very narrow neck.
This fish smells delicious, but I cannot eat from such a tall jar. Won't you give me a dish?
The stork could easily reach the food with his long bill. He said nothing and smiled to himself as he ate his fill. Before long, the fox began to lose his temper.
This is ridiculous. You know this is an impossible task. I can only smell the air while you get to eat until you are full.
The end. What do you think about this moral? Are you able to figure it out, boys and girls?
The moral is,
Do not play tricks on your neighbors unless you can stand the same treatment yourself. Well, that was a very good performance. Thank you, ladies. Shall we get into our second costumes for our second
Yes.
Readers Theater?
But I noticed, Mrs. Hackett-Smith, you have a really long word for your part
Yes.
in our Readers Theater. What does that word say and what does it mean?
I am the narrator. The narrator is a person in the story who stands off to the side and kind of describes what is going on with their feelings and their thoughts as the actors are acting.
So I learned a new word today, narrator.
There you go. Our second play, ladies, get into your costumes. Very good. Our second Reader's Theater performance today is called The Lion and the Mouse.
Once again, see if you can figure out what the moral of the story is at the end, boys and girls.
A lion lay asleep in the forest, his great head resting on his paws. A little mouse came up to him unexpectedly. In her fright to get away, she ran across the lion's nose. The lion lay his paw angrily on the tiny creature.
I will eat you!
The mouse begged for her life.
Oh, please, spare me. Please let me go, and someday I will surely repay you.
Ha! How could a mouse as little as you ever help a powerful lion? You silly creature. Lucky for you, I am feeling generous. I will let you go.
Oh, thank you, lion. You will not regret this.
Now, some days later, while stalking his prey in the forest, the lion was caught in the toils of a hunter's net.
Roar! Roar! I am caught! Help!
The little mouse heard his calls and came to his rescue, gnawing the great ropes that bound him until they parted. Soon, the lion was free.
You laughed when I said I would repay you. Now you see that even a mouse can help a great big lion like you. Were you able to figure out the moral of this story, boys and girls?
The moral is always be kind. That's a good lesson, isn't it?
Yeah, that was a wonderful performance again by our second grade teachers, if I do say so myself. One more thing I'd like to leave you with before we say goodbye to you on our Friday. We've been talking about spring this week, and like I said at the beginning, we left our poetry binders here, and so we've got one more poem to have you work with on Seesaw. This type of poem is called an acrostic poem. An acrostic poem has a word about what the poem is about, and our poem is about spring. And then you take the letters in the word S, P, R, I, N, G. And you start either a word or a phrase that talks about what your poem is all about. So we're going to think of words or phrases that begin with the letter S for spring. This poem already did it for us. So this is our example. So let's read through this poem. They did not use words. They used a whole phrase to describe spring. Mrs. Mickelson, do you want to read it with me?
Sure, I'd love to.
Alrighty.
So many flowers are blooming. Petite little squirrels come out to play. Really big bears awake from their slumbers. Imaginative children enjoy a walk with their friends. No tree is left standing without
Any
leaves.
leaves. Sorry.
So, go ahead, jump for joy, because spring is here.
Oh, thank you for helping me. That was awesome. Now, if you go on Seesaw and you click onto Spring Acrostic Fun, you will find a poem frame that you can make your own acrostic poem. It's giving you the letters S-P-R-I-N-G. Now you can choose one word for S, like sunshine or sprinkles, or you could choose a whole phrase. Sprinkles fall from the sky. And then you can go on to P-R-I-N-G. When you have, there are directions on there that tell you how to type in the text. When you have your poem done, it also tells you how to color in the kite. So you can follow the directions and color in your kite. Then when you have your poem all done, we would like you to record your poem and then save it with the green check, and then find your name and hit the green check again, and go ahead and send it to us here at our computers at home so we can check it over and approve it, and then it'll go on to your parents and so they can see what you have been doing this week with all of your fun seesaw activities.
That sounds like a really fun thing to do, boys and girls. We hope you enjoyed our first week of distance learning. You had lots of activities to do, and I'm sure you did a great job at home. Have a wonderful weekend, and be sure to tune in next Monday. Bye, guys.
We'll be thinking of you. Bye.